Well, good morning. I'm meteorologist Cheetah Craft, and we're going to give you here a full weather update. This is your top of the 8 o'clock hour. Lucky you if you get to sleep into this time. My goodness. Let's talk about if you missed what we previously said early this morning or maybe even late last night with our chief meteorologist David Paul. We do have a flash flood watch that was in effect from the National Weather Service. Notice the counties that they've issued this for. This is Harris, Liberty County, and then all the counties south of I-10. Great indication that once this takes effect, 1 o'clock today through tomorrow afternoon, we're going to continue to see rounds of heavy rain that could potentially lead to flash flooding as early as this afternoon and evening. And then I think some serious impacts will be felt as we head into your Wednesday and Thursday. So I want you to take this forecast differently than you normally do. We have some serious concerns and some serious threats as we head into the next 3 days with the amount of rainfall that we're going to see. So I'm going to do my best to tell you and show you what we know now, and then this forecast is going to change, and you need to know that these totals are going to slightly go up or down, especially depending on where you are. And you need to stay tuned with this forecast, very weather aware and alert over the next 3 days, so you are prepared, because it is going to be an event that you need to be prepared for. So notice inside the loop, inside the Beltway this morning, we're continuing to see scattered showers. We have already had a few heavy downpours. As far as some of the thunderstorms that we're tracking, really we've had concentrated areas here towards Galveston and Chambers County with some lightning strikes, but they pretty much fizzle out as they continue to work in town. I want you to notice for your Tuesday morning, so right now, probably up until about midday, notice where the majority of the rain is setting up. It's areas east of 45 and along the Gulf Freeway. That's not going to be the case as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. This is going to become a lot more widespread. I'm expecting all of our coastal counties to see more accumulation, so more rain than what we're expecting basically north of I-10. However, areas north of I-10, you're not in the clear. You're still going to see the potential and the risk for flash flooding, and those watches may be extended and they may become a little bit more widespread across the entire region of southeast Texas and maybe even east of the Texas-Louisiana border. We'll just have to wait and see. At this point, this is what you need to know. This is an elongated area of low pressure sitting in the western portion of the Gulf of Mexico. The outer bands are looping around, and that's what's bringing all this tropical moisture in across the area. So as we continue over the next 3 days, rounds of heavy rain. This is not going to be quick in, quick out. This is a slow period of slow moving rainfall here again over the next 3 days. Now, this 30% chance from the National Hurricane Center is this actually developing this low. So it would be a closed low circulation at the surface that could become our next tropical depression or storm. Now, that's a low percentage. Now, we're going to monitor this. Any change in that, of course, we will let you know. But at this point, you know, if it has a name attached to it, if it continues to become a little more organized, at this point, it's not going to change rainfall totals. So we're looking at extremely heavy rain over the next 3 days. Here's the latest model run. Now, I don't want you to take note of who is getting how much rain. I just want you to take a look at, generally speaking, the rainfall accumulations. So on average, notice how these 2, 3, 5, 6, 8 inches are popping up widespread. So that should be a good indication. Almost every one over 3 days, today, Wednesday and Thursday, will pick up between about 4 to 10 inches of rain. Now, these isolated amounts that come in pretty scary looking, over 20 inches of rain, over 12 inches of rain, there could be an isolated spot that gets more than 15 inches of rain. Now, I can't pinpoint that's going to be Angleton or that's going to be Anahuac. Remember, as this low southwest of us continues to kind of wobble back and forth east or west, that's going to change the amount of rain. Also, training, where these thunderstorms develop, where they redevelop, is also going to change these totals. So I want you to do all the proper precautions you can for your family and your home today. Make sure your gutters have been cleaned. Make sure your car is parked up and maybe not along the street if your street typically floods. You know the flood prone areas in your neighborhood towards your home. Make sure you avoid those areas if you can early tomorrow morning throughout the day, because looking again at these rainfall accumulations, you can see why. Now I'm going to walk you hour by hour. Again, pinpointing exactly where these thunderstorms are going to set up is extremely hard at this point, but I can tell you all this moisture is going to be funneling in basically between the Texas-Louisiana border south of us towards the Corpus Christi area. So that's the area, the broad area that we're going to continue to monitor for all this heavy rain. So this is 8 a.m. All right, let me walk you hour by hour here through your lunchtime hour. Isolated downpours, isolated showers. Today is our first day that we're going to continue to see wet conditions on and off throughout the day. Now, most of the rain, I think, that falls today, our grounds should be able to handle. But what my concern is, after this afternoon, so through your evening and overnight hours and into tomorrow, once we're this saturated, you see this heavy rainfall? This is 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, so 24 hours from now, this rain doesn't have anywhere to go. Our grounds can't hold this anymore. So that's when we start to see these high water spots. Flash flooding will be imminent, and that continues. So take note of how much orange, red, yellow, those are moderate to really heavy downpours across the area. This is your lunchtime hour tomorrow. Notice how it's fairly concentrated south of I-10. Rain is fairly relentless. So that's how these 2 to 3 to maybe even 4-inch per hour rainfall rates will begin to accumulate, and these water spots here will rapidly rise. So this continues 5:30 tomorrow afternoon. So tomorrow, almost complete washout where we're looking at heavy rain. Now, devastating rain at this point, there may be an isolated spot as early as Thursday morning we're really going to focus in on. At this point, I can't tell you that exact spot, as frustrating as that is. What I can tell you is every forecast, every model that we get will help us to verify this a little bit more. So check in. Of course, we'll have Erica Lopez at noon today and into our afternoon, and our chief meteorologist David Paul here this evening, and they're going to continue to tell you this evolving story. And of course, they'll be back on tomorrow morning. So the flash flooding risk begins today for your Tuesday. It lasts basically through Thursday, and I think the heaviest threat will be tomorrow and Thursday after our grounds are saturated. Widespread totals between 4 to 10 inches of rain. That's saying if you live in the Woodlands or Huntsville, or if you're in Pearland or Friendswood or in Galveston, we're looking at the risk for flash flooding between 4 to 10 inches of rain, isolated amounts over 12. And we've actually seen that stay pretty steady. Now on your 7-day, we could almost say 100% for Wednesday, 100% for Thursday. I think there are going to be times, though, that you get a little bit of a break, and then this heavy rain, so these waves of rain continue to push on shore. So today, about a 60% chance for these scattered downpours, and then that bumps up to about an 80 Wednesday and Thursday. The take note of this is going to continue to change. We have a lot of moisture on the way. I'm going to go back to the radar. I'm going to leave you with this view so you can see what I see and you can see what I'm tracking here. I'll broaden the scope out. And again, the source of moisture is right here. Here's our area of low pressure. And around an area of low pressure, you get counterclockwise spin. I show you that because these are the outer bands, the feeder bands from this elongated area of low pressure or this disturbance or this system in the western portion of the Gulf. Notice how all this is moving in a counterclockwise circulation. So that's why all of our coastal counties are seeing the heaviest rain right now. Wrapping around, there's the Texas-Louisiana border. So here is our greatest threat right now, and we've seen this since about 4 o'clock this morning. But as all this rain continues to get a little bit closer, this will start to change a little bit. One other thing that hopefully you'll kind of take note of here is that if this is the low, it's going to continue to go this way and then that way and then work back this way at a really slow pace. So this isn't going to be something that's really quick. Again, a 3-day period that you need to stay on weather watch, weather alert. If you don't have our mobile app, let me tell you, it's a good time to download it. We send you lots of alerts. We are on it as far as which roadways are passable, impassable. Of course, tomorrow morning and Thursday morning, we'll be able to guide you through that. But again, this is just the beginning. This started yesterday. All this deep tropical moisture sitting in the Gulf. We're not talking about a named storm, not a depression, but this is going to be enough to seriously cause some high water spots. The risk is going to be very imminent for Wednesday and Thursday of street flash flooding, and we're going to really have to monitor even our creeks and our bayous. For some areas, this is going to be very impactful. So as we continue to gain more information, of course, we will let you know. But that's basically what we know right now. I hope you have a great Tuesday. Grab that umbrella, and I'll leave you with turn around, don't drown, and take it seriously over the next 3 days.